In just a few days, I am going to be donning nothing except this backpack and flying to Spain, where I will be walking the Camino de Santiago. And in this backpack, I plan to bring a mini travel journal kit. Since I will be walking 200 miles in just 2 weeks, I need to make sure that my load is light, which means I need to keep this travel journal kit to the bare essentials while also having some creative fun. So welcome back to my abiding journal. My name is Kelsey Lee. I love to travel and I love to journal, and I have tons of videos about the combination here on my channel, so do subscribe if you are new. In today's video, we are going to actually set up my travel journal kit together, pick out some of the supplies. I'll share with you some of the ones I know for sure I'm bringing. We also are going to test out 2 mini watercolor palettes to see which one is going to work best. I have some amazing new travel journal washi that I'm excited to share with you, and we're just gonna have a great time. So welcome to my desk. We are going to start building my mini travel journal kit, starting with the bag that I plan to put it in. So this is a fairly cheap cloth fabric bag that I purchased from Amazon. I was just looking for a simple zipper case. I really loved the pattern that kind of has this beautiful watercolor flower effect. And then it does have a nice zipper closure, and I feel like the inside is a good durable fabric as well. This does, by the way, come with the little zipper hook on it. It is a normal zipper. I took it off because every little ounce counts, and this is surprisingly a little bit heavy. So I took it off just to make this the teensiest bit lighter. The first item I will be putting in the bag is actually my Credencial del Peregrino. This is something that every pilgrim gets for walking the Camino de Santiago. My understanding is that anywhere you go, they will have a stamp for you to add to your Credencial del Pellegrino, and when you complete the walk, you are going to have this amazing treasure of all of the places that you visited. It is literally a journaler's dream to just go on a walk and collect stamps all along the way. So I can't wait to do that, and I'll probably see if I can also get them to stamp my journal too. Next, let's talk about the journals I plan to bring. And yes, I said journals, plural, because my thought process is I want one to be a travel journal that is going to be more of the scrapbook style that I like to share afterwards. It'll have art in it. It will have collections of things I pick up along the way, and will be my space for creating. The other journal that I am bringing is actually going to be more of my morning pages and reflection journal. The Camino de Santiago is very much a spiritual experience. It is a time for discernment, to be reflecting on your life and pondering the big questions. And that isn't something I necessarily want to do in this journal that I share. I want to do that in a more private space where I feel like I can be totally free with my thoughts and ideas. Both of these are from Sterling Ink, and her journals are fantastic quality, made with Tomoe River paper, and the paper is very thin but able to take fountain pens and handle watercolor even. But because it's thin, it means it's very lightweight, and it also has a nice grid pattern on it, and each one has 64 pages. And so I purchased 2 sizes. The bigger one is the B6, and that is what I will use for my travel journaling so that I have more space for ephemera and photos. And the second one is a B6 Slim, and that is where I will do my reflective writing. Next, I have this mini pair of scissors, which I was promised in the advertising are TSA friendly for flying, and essentially it folds up really nicely, very small as you can see by comparison to my hand, but you can pull them apart like so, and then fold them out, and then you have a mini pair, and then they just fold right back up, which is super handy. And then I have a little mini Tombow glue tape to add in any of the ephemera that I cut apart. Next, let's talk about the mediums I want to use, including the pens and the mini watercolor sets that I plan to compare and test. My goal is to figure out which combination makes the most sense, and also to figure out my ideal watercoloring set. So let's push these aside and actually start with our watercolor sets. I got two different versions. This one is obviously super mini, and I will have them linked in the description and in my Amazon shop down below. But as you can see, it comes with this nice little palette of color options. And when you take off the cover, what's really nice is that it is magnetic, so it attaches, it actually folds open like a book, and then also has magnets on that side, so you can clip them together. And then it came with this clip as well, so that you can hold it together and clip it to your journal as you are working in it. I also love that it has this little built-in mixing pan. The downside to this one is it doesn't have any option for water, so you're either going to need water pens, which this set did come with, or you're going to need to have like a little mini cup or a bottle cap or something to use as your water reservoir. My main concern with this is how long are these going to last me? But since it's only a 3-week trip and I'm not going to be painting every single day, I feel like there's a strong chance that it would work. Option 2 is this larger portable watercolor paint set by Zypan. Seems like a really neat kit, has much more in terms of color options. We have 16 colors in this set. So you pull out your watercolor palette and then have this piece, which actually becomes your water reservoir. And then when you open it, you can see that it has these fold out mixing plates. So obviously a ton of room for mixing your palettes. So many color options in much bigger sizes. And then this part I really love. This is a mini, look how tiny, mini, probably 3 inches, not even in size, portable brush. And so it goes into itself, and then you put it on the back so that it becomes a little nice handheld brush size. This one also came with a palette card so that you could do some swatches. And it also came with this portable pack as well that has these really actually nice squares of watercolor paper for you to be able to do your art on. And then this cup, as you can see, has these little nodes on it that fit into the lid so that everything fits super nicely together. It's a really neat set and definitely very small and portable. For any other travel journal adventure, I would probably bring this one without a doubt. I say that having not tried the paints yet. We're going to do that together in a moment. But my main concern with doing a backpacking trip where I have to carry everything on my back the whole time is that this one is definitely a little weightier than this one. This is lighter than this for sure. So I feel like I'm leaning towards this one, but I do want to test out both options. These spritz to get them activated and ready. And then I have my paintbrush filled with some water. So let's try out this mini watercolor set. I picked this set because I thought it would be really good for doing more nature and city scenes, and I can always mix colors to get some other options. So for example, blue and red makes purple, though this red is much more of a brown than a red. So I'm kind of curious how this is going to turn out. It really just makes it more like a deeper, oops, of course I made a mistake there, a deeper blue. Maybe if you put, I don't know, if you put in some orange or something, but the main downside I think for this kit is that these colors that it promises you, I don't think really match. I thought I was getting a red in this set, but this is 100% an orange. And then this is like an ochre yellow color, whereas this looks like orange. And then this is pretty on par with the brown that's put here. And then we have this deeper brown, a green, a blue, and the gold. So it's really just these two in the middle here that do not match at all what is promised you in terms of seeming like you're going to get a red and an orange, but instead you get an orange and another shade of yellow. So one option for me would be to take out one of these colors after it dries and then try and put in a red. So that way it would be more of the palette that I am looking for. Look at that gold though. That is nice. That is so pretty. I'm pretty impressed overall actually with the quality of these. Not very chalky. The color goes on very pigmented, and obviously will take a moment to dry, but fairly happy, especially considering the price point on these, which was $8.99 for this set, including the water brushes. And this water brush actually is super nice as well. Let's next try out this set, and I again am going to give it a little mist. For this one, for the sake of time, I'm actually not going to do swatches of all of them, but we'll just do enough to give you an idea. Overall, these seem like really great quality as well. This set was a little bit more expensive, but I think 100% worth the cost as well. I want to say it was like $16, and just the way that it folds up so nicely into itself, comes with the water tray, comes with the mini brush, and then an entire pack of really nice watercolor paper. It is actually quite a steal, I would say. So there are our watercolor swatches, and next what I would like to do is do a pen swatch. So I have a few different options here. I have the Pigma Micron archival ink. I have the Zebra Sarasa clip in 0.4, and I have my classic Tombow Fudonosuke for some hand lettering. So I'm going to write out with these. And then mainly what I'm curious about with these is if they react to water. To brush some paint over them. They did say that they were water resistant or waterproof. And I know that microns typically are, but I wanted to actually see how it's going to react. And as you can see, it really is holding itself well. And then just to turn over the page so you can see, we have a little bit of shadowing, which is totally normal with this paper, and there is some crinkle that also is going to be normal for using watercolors, but very, very little in the way of bleed through. So I feel like I can feel confident bringing these. I think what I'm going to do is use this one for my journaling, and I'm going to use this one for accents in my paintings. Of course, always like to be able to do a little bit of brush lettering. So those are going to be my 3 pens, and I am going to do the mini watercolor set with the large water brush that came with the one set, and then I'm going to bring this mini watercolor brush from the other set. Next, I want to talk to you about some of the stickers that I am thinking about bringing and share with you some new washi from the washi tape shop, because as you can see, some of these are definitely going to be coming with me on this trip. So a while ago, I got these awesome date stickers for 365 days. There is one page for every month, and I thought it would be fun as the way of indicating the days in my travel journal to grab the sheet for May and bring that with me. Now, unfortunately, when I was looking at these, I realized that I did use one of the stickers. So I will not be able to perfectly use one of these for every day of my trip, but I think it would be nice to have the little accent of them as we are traveling. And again, because weight matters, I'm actually going to cut off the ones before the trip so that I'm not carrying them around unnecessarily. So I will bring this sheet for May. And then the other thing I'm going to bring is this single sheet of word strips. They have a lot of great phrases on this one that I think will be quite apt to stick onto some of my journal entries as I'm traveling. I also plan to bring some of the stickers from my travel diaries printable sticker kit over on my Patreon. This is a fantastic sticker kit if you are planning any travels for this upcoming summer and wanting some stickers to document your experience. And I think what I'm going to do is set up a cover page with the travel diary sticker and then add in some of the word strips and maybe a few others to my kit so that I can also use them on the go. As you can see, I've already used some of my sticker sheets in my own travel journals, but the beauty of printable stickers is I can always print them again and again for my next trip. So if you're interested in also getting your hand on these travel diaries stickers, in addition to tons and tons and tons of other printables that you get immediate access to when you join, head over to my Patreon and consider becoming a member today. Next, let's talk about the incredible washi that I got from the Washi tape shop. I do have a code for you and my link in the description because if you've been with me, you know that the washi tape is one of my all-time favorite resources for journaling supplies, but of course, specifically washi. And so they kindly sent me this pack because I told them about my upcoming trip and I wanted the Wanderlust sticker set and then also a ton of great new spring and summer washi. So let's unravel all of these. Here are the Spain stickers and I'm so excited because look at this map which features Santiago de Compostela, which is where I will be walking. And then when you keep going, look at that. Walk the Camino de Santiago is on the sticker sheet. How perfect is that going to be? And then of course we have all of the beautiful churches, Compostela, where tapas are shared and goals are celebrated. Soccer, of course, or el fútbol, is very prominent in Spain. I wonder if that's paella. I'm just loving these, so I am going to be picking out, there we go, paella and tapas, two things I definitely plan on enjoying, as well as churros con chocolate. And that is all of the stickers that you get for Spain. And then what I like to do is actually cut out the stickers from the full washi, especially for traveling. I definitely don't want to bring this whole big thing. But then what I do is I cut them into strips so that I can fit them into my clear binder for all of my stickers, or in this case, in my travel journal kit. And then we have this Wanderlust one that is a little bit more general tourism. So all different places. We've got London represented, Australia, Antarctica, US road trip. We've got Mount Rushmore, World Heritage Sites, Asia, Egypt, the Sydney Opera House. So many neat stickers representing some of the major places around the world. And then for the sake of time, we'll just show you a very quick peek at this beautiful collection for spring and summer. So here is my binder that I keep all of my washi stickers in. I have this one here where I have another travel set for London and England. And what I think I'm going to do is actually take these out and take one of these sleeves to store my stickers in. And then this pocket will also become a place for me to store any ephemera that I am picking up along the way. So there you have it, super lightweight and easy. And then I have a collection of fun items that I can easily journal with on the go. And then the final thing I might do is actually take one of these little credit cards that I have meant for kind of smearing paint and using them for mixed media. And what I will do is choose just a few washi tapes to put around the credit card. You could use an old credit card that you have too, as long as it's no longer in use. And then just wrap your washi around it, sticking it to itself. And that way you can have a few different options of washi tape that you can bring with you and peel off and use in your journaling without having to take the bulk of multiple washi rolls. All right, so there is my credit card with 4 different washi options, very lightweight, and that is going in my bag. There you have it, friends. That is what I am bringing with me to travel journal as I walk across Spain on my Camino journey. I hope that this was inspiring for you and gave you some ideas for how you can create your own creative, lightweight kit for your own travel journaling adventure. If it did, let me know down in the comments. And if you are somebody who also enjoys travel journaling, I would love to know down in the comments what your essential item is for your travel journal if you could just pick one item. I look forward to sharing with you what I created once I return from Spain and giving you a full flip through and rundown of my experience. I can't wait. And until then, I encourage you to check out this video next for even more travel journal inspiration, and I will see you there.